Alright guys, what is going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Something special came in the mail today. I tell you what, I'm just happy to dog with two wieners. Alright, let's show you what I got. The EVA Foam finally got here from... what? Who's who thing? I don't know. Anyway, it came from China. Through TEMU, whatever you want to call it. And man, I am thrilled. Let's open this up. Let's try to get this thing installed today. I got a few hours maybe before rain hits me after work today, but man, I'm excited. This is the only thing I get done today. I am thrilled. Let's get it. All right, let's open it up. Ooh, y'all look at that. It's gonna be awesome. Hopefully it'll stick. Alright, look at this. So I know you can see the pattern, but let me move the camera for a second here. So you can see it's got ridges in it. I'm sure that's for like grip and for water or whatever, or just the design itself. But it's almost like a bunch of triangle, well, not triangles. I don't know what these are. I didn't do great in geography. No, geometry, as you can tell. That's a solid C, baby. Solid C's all the way through. All right, well, except for PE. Always got an A in that. All right, let's get this stuff on. All right, I think I got it cut out the way I want. It's a little short, just a hair short on like the ends here and here, but those are going to be covered up anyway underneath the actual, like at the kind of the back end of the deck and the front end of the deck. Y'all know what I'm saying when I put it in here. So let's flip it and let's stick it. That's going to be nice. All right, now this is a disclaimer. I have never put this on before in my life, so hopefully I don't screw this up. So I'm hoping I can peel one end, stick it down, and then kind of go under and then start peeling. Again, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna do it. This off. I doubt if this is 3M, but we shall see. Now, I'm gonna curl it back a little and stick it under it, and then I got to get it lined up straight so that when I go through the rest of it, I'm not crooked, right? It's right about there. And then see if I'm straight on the end down here. Yeah, that looks good there. So let's go ahead and put this down. Okay. I don't have a roller or anything. Hopefully won't need it for this. Let's reach up underneath it and grab the excess that I've already put down, and hopefully I can do this evenly and it'll just peel. You may not get a good view of this. I'm just going to hold it down just in case, and I'm going to kind of pull. There we go. Okay. And I'm just going to go little by little here to make sure that I still go straight, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Okay. All right. Come on. Come on. There you are. So I picked blue because, one, I love the water, so we got that, but blue is also my favorite color. Color of my eyes, color of my daughter's eyes, and just love blue. I thought the camo kind of look was very cool. I'll put all the pricing and stuff and links and everything, so if this does work out nice, you guys can look it up and get it yourselves if you want to wait multiple weeks for it from TEMU. Who knows now how much longer it's going to take to get stuff, but it took quite a while for this to get here. I may have cut too close on that side. If you guys have ever put any of this stuff down, this EVA foam, comment below. Let me know how it went for you, how long it lasted. I think it's going to look real good in the boat with the blue carpet. And there are kind of hints of kind of this blue-gray color in the boat itself, in the plastic. Man, that looks good. Okay, here she is before. We put her down in there, the base down in here with the EVA foam. All right, and the after. Yeah. Need either paint or clean the foam I put down underneath. That foam, I gotta do something with that. I'll cut that out probably, so I can't see it, because that'll bother me. Just aesthetically. But hey, y'all let me know what you think. Oh, I think it's gonna be awesome. I like it. Hey, what's up guys? I'm just doing some bits and pieces here with the Prowler 12, just trying to get some things ready for my trip to Florida. Got a little something I'm going to try to put on. I'm just going to check it first to see if I actually like it and if I'm going to use it this way. It's just rod holder, and I'm also going to work on, hopefully, I'm getting the graph mounted, or at least get the mount for the graph mounted. Let's get it. Alright y'all, this is what's going on the front. Now I am not made out of money, so don't start thinking that kind of crazy stuff. I've got a 73 SV that I got a long time ago, probably almost over 2 years ago, that was on a super sale. But this 93 SV I got from Jamie over at the tracker shop, and for almost nothing. He said he just hadn't been using it. It doesn't have a transducer with it, but that's okay, because as you can see here, it doesn't say plus transducer. When you're in the store, kids, make sure you look for that. If it just says that and doesn't say plus transducer, and you need a transducer, then make sure you know the difference. But I've got one from the 73 SV that I have not been using, because it was, well, I've seen people put it on the bottom of their kayaks. I felt like it was too big. I didn't want it on the bottom of my kayak, so I just bought another, shoot, what's that one called? It's a, oh man, GT20. There's a GT20 transducer that has sonar and down scan, but does not have side. So in case you guys don't know, the SV stands for side view, which means you get sonar down and side scan. So I just used a little GT20 on my kayak because it's a shorter transducer. The transducers that have side on them are really long. I just didn't like putting that on my kayak. So we're going to run that one on this. But for now, we're going to hook up I got to figure out where I'm going to put my Scotty mount, and then how that's going to work and look and set up and everything up here. At some point I may have a trolling motor up front, so I have to make sure I have room for that. So the Scotty mount will probably go over, this side. Trolling motor, you can't really see it, but the trolling motor mounts right up over here behind the Garmin box, and that should give me plenty of room to actually get everything mounted, be able to see. But I got to put down some EVA foam first in the front to make it look cool. Summer is almost here, and the mosquitoes are out in force. I mean, it is brutal right now. They are tearing me up out here. All right, looks good. I like the fit. It's a little high on this back side, but I think it'll be all right. I can get that angle right there. Okay, mosquitoes. Okay, I think. Ooh. Okay, now maybe I got it. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All right, there it is. I don't know what I'm going to do with the other cup holder area. I may just put a little bit of the EVA foam inside of it, and then this other one I'm just gonna use my regular drink holder. I'll put that in there. I haven't decided if I'm gonna just stick it down in there. I may just stick it down in there for now because it'll be less time. I don't have to cut a hole. I'll probably just get some Velcro, stick it to the bottom of the cup thing. Where did that thing go? Here it is. This, I got a Bass Pro, and I'll probably just put some Velcro on the bottom of it, slap her down in there, and that'll do for now. It should fit all the way down in there. I just don't want to cut a massive hole right now. All right, on to the graph. Okay, I think I can put it on the Scotty mounts. I think it'll fit on this one, I hope. One of the great things about these Garmin's, the Echomaps anyway, is you can pop the screen off. Like say if you're staying somewhere overnight, you got the boat outside, you want to take the graph inside for the night because you can't unwire everything. There's a button kind of thing on the back. You push it down and you pop this off, and you can take the whole thing inside with you. It's awesome, and it makes it lighter for me to do this figuring out. Now that's a lot easier. Get the holes matched up. Yep, put the bolts in it. Let's put this thing on. Okay, here we go. So bolted it down. Just use stainless, of course. I tell you, they are more expensive, but it's going to be worth it because it'll never rust. I put a washer on the back side just because I thought it kind of needed one, and it should be big enough washer, I hope. And then just put a lock nuts on the back. Okay, so I think I need to put it on here so I can kind of figure out where I want to mount it. Right. Maybe putting my cup holder over there. So I'm going to have to put this here. I don't have to be bringing up a cup, you know, up underneath there. And then think about that. Trolling motor shouldn't be in the way. Nothing should cause a problem other than me running some wires here and there eventually. Like I said, not right now. I'm going to have to run a small battery for the graph. I may just use one of my little 8 amp hour ones and run it off of that because that thing will last all day usually. This one will draw a little more power, but probably not much more power than the 7. It's just a bigger screen, that's all. Can't go much further back. I may have it go over to the side though, right about there, and then I can turn it any way I want to. I'll probably mount it kind of straight like that, so to speak, and then I can turn it and twist it however I want to with the Scotty mount. It makes it a little taller, doesn't take up as much deck space either. So when I throw my crap up there, it's not gonna get in the way of anything. And it's a little taller for my bad eyesight. Although I can see from a distance, just can't see close up very well anymore. All right, we're gonna bolt it down in there. Well, not gonna bolt it. We're gonna drill it, screw it down in there. I'll silicone the opening, and hopefully that'll help, you know, keep everything the way it needs to be. All right, just gonna pre-drill. You know the good thing about the Scotty mounts, you know, just to take them off and move them and do whatever you need to with them. Go back to our first one here. I know it's going to push the foam down a little bit. Not a very good view, is it, guys? Sorry about that. There we go. So got a little wiggle, but probably have a little wiggle anyway. So with the Scotty mount, all you gotta do, loosen this a little bit, and there your thing will turn any way you want it to. And for now, I'm probably gonna get another mount. I thought about getting another Scotty mount and mounting it up here where the trolling motor would usually go and dropping it over the front. But I may just mount it over here on the side of the gunnel, and if I can find a way just to snap something on there and run the transducer off to the side. Front would be best, obviously, just like you would if you had it on your trolling motor. And we'll see. This was in the box when I opened it up. And I'm trying to see if there's any writing on it. I'm going to have to test. Oh, here it is. This is the... Oh, that's a GT54. That's what I need. I thought he didn't have the transducer with, or maybe I took my transducer. Oh, this used to be on my trolling motor on the old boat. If y'all haven't seen those videos, watch that if you want to see me like deck out another boat. But this was on the old transducer. I thought these were longer. I guess the GT56s are longer. This is the GT54, which came with the original, so to speak, you know, Garmin graphs, with the Echomaps anyway. Okay, nice. All right, this. If you guys haven't seen the other videos, go watch those. Right now, this is just my storage compartment. I got my knife and I got some other stuff in here. I'll eventually put like, you know, my boat registration and stuff like that in there, just to keep it kind of safe. But the other side's empty. I cannot find a tub, guys. I bought this tub because I thought, oh, I only need one. I'll use the other one for, you know, battery, blah blah blah. And now I can't find one. Cannot find one for the life of me. They are sold. They're not just sold out. It is not available, the tubs, which I don't understand that. And I've talked to 2 different people, and nobody knows when they're going to start producing them again or whatever. But anyway, I need another one because I want to use one for a cooler. So I put some cold drinks in it. But anyway, we'll deal with that later, I guess. So for now, I'm probably going to just run it down here, and I'll put my battery on this side. I'll just take this tub out and put it over there for now. And let's see. I think that's the plan. I'll just run my wires down through here. I don't really want to cut a hole in this. I'm hoping that maybe I can fit it right through here. Alright guys, I think I figured it out. I was able to move my deck just a little bit. I had a big piece of Velcro up here, which is still here. So it's probably still attached to the back side of it. Yep, looks like I'm still on there. But I was able to lift this corner enough because I had to get this big old thing through in order to run this to the battery. So I got that through. I was gonna have to drill a hole, but I was like, I don't want to drill a big old hole like that and use this vent thing. So we'll take that back. It was only like $3 anyway. But I've got enough. I got enough running through here to go over to the other side for a battery, or well, I can just switch them, I guess. But I've got all the cable out. I don't want this to have so much cable in it. So the red connection is for your battery. That's your power. So I've got that connected. Orange is for your transducer. Just in case y'all need to know that. At least with Garmin, that's what we got. We'll just go down maybe. Go like that. Beautiful. We'll go get my little battery and check it, see if we can test it out. Alright, I'm just wired up real quick just to kind of show you guys, just to make sure it works. Shouldn't be anything wrong with it. Also, all you need for this, the way I have it set up, I'm just setting it up to use it as, you know, a fish finder. You just need red and black. So red to red, black to black. We're gonna get our little connectors. Alright, let's get these on. Beauty. Alright, here we go. Red to red, black to black. Hopefully my battery's charged. This is just one I just grabbed out of the other room, one of my 8 amp hours. I got a whole bunch of these sitting around. I don't know which one's charged and which one's not. There we go. Got them clipped on. Let's see if it'll power up. Woohoo, baby! That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put it on demo mode. It's not gonna show sonar, but it'll show charts because the charts are preloaded, right? This is probably already in demo mode. Unless James got all of his secret spots on here. Maybe I shouldn't be videoing this. Settings, sheesh. You're sitting there right in front of me. Settings. System. And we're going to go to display. Nope, no we're not. Hang on. There it is, simulator. And we're going to hit it on. Yes, we know that. And we're going to go back to home screen. Back. And it should, there we go. Now it's going to show sonar. So for those of you who may not know, you've got traditional sonar, which, you know, is pretty basic, basically. You're just getting kind of humps and bumps. That's kind of how I refer to it as. You're going to see some arches right here. Some of them are going to be too small for you guys to see from back there. Let me see if I can zoom in one more time here. A little short class. I'm not the best with these, but so you're going to see arches like the yellow one here. I'm trying to see if there's a few more. There's a big one down here. It's a big arch right there at the bottom. So sonar, I don't use sonar very often. I'd rather use Clearview, which is their down scan. Now you can change all the colors on this that you want. I don't like this color myself. We're going to go to that, and we're going to go, not brightness, color scheme, and then you got multiple. All right, you got black emerald, you got amber, which I kind of like amber. Midnight blue is okay. Not really a fan of the orange. Red shad, not at all. Orange, nope. Now this, everybody sees colors a little bit differently, right? And it's going to depend on what kind of fishing you're doing and what the cloud cover, if it's real bright, if it's nighttime, whatever. To me, that changes kind of how you're gonna view it. And then you can adjust. You can adjust your brightness and everything else. I think we'll stick with amber for now. And so we'll go back, 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 and there we go. And it changes the color for you once you've picked it. Okay. So to me, downscan shows more than just like what I said called humps and bumps. You can actually tell a lot of times if there's a tree or a stump or some type of other, you know, fish attractor on the bottom. And I don't know, I just like that better. Now this does have side, which I don't use a lot, but it's nice if you're running parallel. Oh, I got to change the color on that one too. But anyway, if you're running parallel to a bank, for instance, you're running next to some riprap or something like that, and you want to see what is over at the bank, it'll shoot down at a 45-degree angle, basically at both sides of the transducer. So your boat is right here, and this is where you'll basically, that's where you start. So all this you've already passed. This is where your boat hits, and then this is shooting out right now 100 feet. And let's see, it's just doing an auto range. I can change it to make it go more or less. How far it's shooting out, 60 feet. And all side scan is 2 shots of down scan. So if I show you, if you're looking at that and you're like, oh, I don't understand it. It's side scan this direction, and then it's side scan the other direction. basically, and that is not probably going to show up well on the camera view for you guys, and I apologize, but that's all it is. And then of course you got all your charts, maps, all that kind of stuff. Nav charts. This will probably put me down in Florida. It always does this, I don't know why. But so it's got all of your lower 48 states already preloaded on here. Lakes, rivers, pretty much everything except like your smaller creeks and stuff won't have depth ranges and things like that. You can do it, you can set it up to actually scan, and you can do your own charts if you want. I've never done that before. And then Panoptics, if you did want to hook up LiveScope to it, you can hook up LiveScope to it. Anyway, I'm going to shut her down, and I'm getting ready to probably shut the whole thing down for the day. We'll see. Oh, I'm already at the end. Let's just turn it off. Just hold it down. Boom. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so I got these rod holders at Bass Pro Shop. There's a 2-pack for $19.99. So they're both exactly the same. These have the little flip that you can, once you set your rod in it, you just spin that around. You put stuff down. You just spin that over, and that'll lock your rod in so it won't fly out. You basically put it down in here first, drop it down up against it, and then flip. Oh, there we go. And then flip that over. Okay. So that's how it holds your rod in. Especially like if you're trolling or something, that's mainly what these are for. You can also just use it to set your rod in after you catch a fish or something like that, if you just want to leave it in something else other than laying it on the boat itself. I'm going to try to set these up specifically for this trip and maybe do some trolling while we're in some of the bays and lagoons and stuff like that, and just see if I can catch anything trolling. So I want to mount it sideways off the side of the boat, so that I can obviously get it away from the motor, which is in the back, but it'll just be the trolling motor. So if I can get the right angle and everything on it, that's my goal. So these pop into basically a bracket of sorts. So this is supposed to mount like to your boat, and then these would pop into the top. If I can get to do it right. There's a little bitty on the inside of that. You probably can't see it. There's a little nub of sorts. We're going to drop it in past that, so that'll go in there, and then we can just snap it in once it lines up right. Oh, I went the wrong way. Hang on. One more time. Sliding past that. There it goes, and it drops in. Okay. Now you can pick it up and move it. Hopefully you guys can see this. And you can change it at whatever angle you want, and then the little grids, you know, kind of drop down in there, so you can turn it in multiple areas. My goal is to have it mounted potentially into the boat this way, and then of course hanging out to the right. I've got 2 of them. I don't know if I'll get to both of them, but we're going to try and get this done. Alright guys, I found some pipe that was used for a I think it was used when I was for some shelving or something, like a little plastic pipe, and it has these little connectors on the inside of it, and these pop out. At least one of them did. Maybe this one's not one that'll pop out, but these little connectors, and this fits perfectly down inside here. There's just about a 1/4 inch that it wouldn't go, and I heated it up just a little bit, and it slid right in, and I don't even know if it'll come out. It probably will, but it's on there pretty good. I can make this higher or longer or whatever. If I wanted to, I could do 2. I'll probably end up just trolling with one and then fishing with the other one, because I don't want to troll with 2 and then have to potentially grab 2 of them. I mean, that'd be awesome, I guess, but for now I think I'm just going to go with this one, and it'll slide right down in the rod holders that are kind of useless in a sense. I'll show you this. So this is just one of my spinning rods, and they'll go down in there, right? They'll sit in there. If you saw my other video, you know, I had them in there, but they're straight up for one, and they wiggle around a lot. And you know, you could set it like that, I guess, or backwards or whatever, but I don't really like the fact that it's so wobbly. So I could also just set this in here at the whatever angle I want. I don't think I showed you guys this part, but these will adjust, and then you just tighten this knob. It's a little spring-loaded knob, and it'll adjust. So you can adjust whatever angle you want. And then I'm just going to slide it down in here, and it fits just a little bit snug. I can push it just a little more, and it gets a little tighter at the bottom of the holder, so to speak. So I could have this in here, you know, when I'm fishing, if I wanted to use it to lay a rod in, just to get it out of the way. I got my kayak in the way right now, unfortunately, because off to the side here, that way, my kayak's in the way. But anyway, you set it in. I probably should tighten it. Alright, so you just lay it in like this. It's got a little groove here, and then here you just spin it over, and that keeps your rod from getting pulled out once you get a hit. Now you should also obviously set your drag fairly light when you're trolling. That way it'll still set the hook, but it'll give a little slack, so to speak. Not slack, but it won't just, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It won't be so tight that it like yanks the hook back out of the fish's mouth. I guess is what I'm trying to go for. So set your drag a little light. This one right now is a little tight, but I was using this for something else anyway. I don't usually troll. I'm going to troll when I'm down in Pensacola, though. I might add something like a little kind of a strap or a hook kind of thing to this, just in case, you know, I get a big one and it just wants to yank the whole thing up out of the boat, which I doubt if that would happen. It'd have to be a pretty good sized fish to pull that out when it's pulling sideways anyway. It's not, golly, that's a big croak. It's not pulling sideways, right? It's going to pull it back instead of straight up. Although I did just realize something. If I'm trolling, that's going to spin. Dang. You know, when the pressure hits it, it's going to try to pull it back when the water pressure hits the bait. Oh man, now I got to figure that out. Maybe I'll just maybe I'll put a screw through down here into the pipe, and that would hold it still. That would keep it from moving. You know, if I just used the stuff that come with it, and you know, it wouldn't do that. But I don't want to do that. All right, there we go. Just a simple, pre-drilled it, simple screw, well, stainless of course, and that'll hold it in there. It'll keep it from flying up, and it'll keep it from twisting too. All right, so I'm cutting out around. Decided to jump on the door part. Took me a while because I'd kind of messed something up anyway. You don't need to hear all that. But I've taken a piece of my EVA foam, and I clamped it. I kind of just cut a piece out that was bigger, and then I clamped it to it. Well, I drew on the back first. Then after I cut that part out, I clamped to it in order to get the door cut. As you can see, I kind of got most of the door cut now. And then I just followed the, basically I followed the line for the hinge and cut. So I should have the right size piece, although I think it's going to go past the hinge. So I'll probably take this and just shave it a little bit, and so that it'll go around the hinge. So the only thing that should be exposed would be the hinge. Let's stick it on here first, and then I'd cut around it. That way it won't be shifting on me. I didn't think about that before, but I think I'm pretty good like that. And then grab it from underneath. Little by little. Now we're going to cut, hopefully, on the opposite side of the hinge here, which that cut did not do it. Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's not a good cut right there. Dang it. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I think I may try to hit this part kind of first and get it even, like at the bottom, because I need this to be kind of down here a little bit. I'm okay if part of the hinge is showing, of course. And I've got it kind of spread out longer. I'm hoping that it won't curl like this. I'm trying to cover part of the opening on the right and the left side of this door frame because I didn't get it cut exactly the right length, and I'm hoping it'll cover that. We'll see. Get that straight, and then I want to get this to where it covers the bottom edge. I'll have to trim some of that. It looks like that's even though. Okay, just want to make sure I'm going straight here. Put it down there. I'm gonna go with that. All right, I think that's gonna be nice. Looks good anyway. So I've put this on the bottom of it to help stabilize it at the base where it's going to sit down on top of it. I'm probably, if I can do it, sheesh, I don't know if I can or not, I'm going to try to get this bottom piece in on the floor part, and I may use Velcro, I'm not sure. I thought about gluing it, but there are gaps in this. I need to trim this up too. But anyway, there's gaps in the EVA foam, of course, and I don't know if the glue will actually hold it. It may just all seep down into the gaps that I would put underneath this piece here. But Velcro is going to be difficult because I'm going to have to lift it up and then set it down. I'm going to have to get it perfect, or it's not going to work right. So I hope you guys can see this. I'm in tight quarters here. I got one screw just kind of holding in, and I'm going to put the other screws in. I couldn't find my, I guess they're on the pan head, like a recess head screw, like a stainless. So I'm gonna have to use these other ones, the gray ones, but I wanted to use these decorative ends on it because I don't really want to peel the EVA foam off. Should have it up against there. I put the Loctite. Ooh, I gotta sit down. So I put the Loctite back on the bottom of this, hoping that it will help hold kind of the bottom side in, but I think with the two screws at the top here, that should hold it in. I'm not sure I like being able to see the top of the, maybe I'll slide some EVA foam right in here. You can kind of see you can kind of see the top of it there. I may slide some foam up on top just to kind of cover that up if there's space. But there's the door. I'm gonna have to get a latch. Haven't decided what latch I'm gonna get. Y'all let me know what you think. I got to trim up a little bit over here. I got just a little too much up there to cover that space that I mentioned, and we're gonna get after it. I might be able to get foam up there on the top. Alright guys, what's up? Today I'm just working on adding my latch that I mentioned to you before, and hopefully this one's going to work. I just bought one of these types that basically will latch, you know, like this, and I just turn it and open it up. I don't need it to lock or anything, but getting it kind of matched up is going to be a little tight, I think, but I'm going to give it a shot. Here, I can get there's wood to get in here. Right down. It's a little loose, but I want to make sure this will actually fit. All right. Look at that. Let's see. Push it in. Oh, it's one of the easiest things I've done on this boat. Alright. Looks like it's going to stay lashed pretty good. Over time, I'm sure it'll probably wear down a little bit anyway, but I'm going to leave it alone. It's on there. Alright guys, well that's it for today. We'll do a little bit more probably in a few days with this, just adding a few things like I said here and there. I won't do any more series, at least for now, other than one series very soon toward the end of May. I will be down in Florida with my buddy David Silvernail, and we're going to go fishing for a whole week down in Pensacola, baby. Y'all know I love Pensacola. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I love Pensacola. So I'm going to head down there with him, and we're going to fish. Like I said, a whole week. We're going to be with Tim King, with King Charter, for at least half a day, and we're going to go out on his boat. I think he said we might be going for some amberjacks. So I've never caught an amberjack. We'll do a few different things here and there as we're going along, and I will be back out on the boat obviously real soon. Got a lot of things going on this May, a couple of graduations with my kids, so won't be able to go out for a couple of weekends, but we'll make up for it down in Florida. That's for sure. I will be so sore and tired by the time I get back. It's going to be beautiful. All right, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching my content. If you do like this kind of stuff, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get all my videos, and I will see you out there on the water.